The Cats have got some significant issues. They are really in a delicate spot. Chris Scott, interestingly, after the game, was having no part of any rebuild.
Well, tonight was a bad performance. I don't think you sort of sit back 8 and 6 at this stage of the season and think, oh, well, now we're rebuilding. Haven't done that for 14 years, not going to start now.
Oh, it's a brilliant grab. I love it. And we heard Chris Davies say it's a cowardly way out to rebuild. Now, they may get to a point where if a new coach comes in with a new strategy that they eventually just have no choice but to rebuild. But right now, he's right, as if you're going to rebuild this list now. So we'll see what decisions they make at the end of the year, because it's clear they're not quite good enough. But, Cara, I want to speak and ask you about Chris Scott's future with Tassie coming in. He will be linked there.
Yeah,
Do you think it's a job that would
he's their
entice
main
him?
man.
Would it entice him?
He'd be in their top list of 2 or 3. I think he would definitely consider Tasmania, and I think it'd be an absolutely brilliant choice. Look, I can't speak for Chris Scott. I haven't asked Chris Scott, but why wouldn't he? He's gone and lived in a regional town and made a great success of that. He went and lived. He was a pioneer for the Brisbane Lions, and he loved that. I mean, he's been linked to the Lions job as well.
When would he need to decide on that? Like, would he at the end of next year?
Well, I heard Nathan Buckley, I think, in a conversation with you or with someone, say that he felt that he's clearly keen on the job, that maybe they need a coach sooner than that. But I think if Chris Scott stayed at Geelong for another year or 2, why wouldn't he just come in the year before or even the year of the launch of the new team? I mean, does he need to be there for any more than that?
At least a few years, I would have thought.
Well, maybe one, but 1 year leading in, that'd be it.
Kane, I'm interested in your thoughts. I didn't like Brian Myers kicking the other night, and Brian Myers has been a superb player for a couple of years now for Geelong, but can you be too cute in this game? And I thought Brian, that one's just a panic kick, so you forgive him for that, but too cute, that one. Like, just, they had 3 players to choose from, missed it all. You know, this one, again, I'm not going to crucify him from that because he tried to straighten up. But a lot of this technique, he's got a technique you wouldn't teach youngsters. But again,
it's been pretty effective over a long period of time.
It has been, but I just wonder when the test is when your side's not going as well, how you perform. So Brian Myers kicking in his disposal is on watch for me from this point on.
Yep, and the ruckman of the other team, De Koning, was just emphatic, wasn't he? That was the best game you'll ever see ruckman play. Yeah,
I mean, we've spoken about him a couple of times, haven't we, Lordo? But you loved this, didn't you?
I think one of the hardest things to do would be to take on your brother and to go as hard at your brother or harder than another player that you played on. And I thought he set the tone and was probably second best behind Cripps for this aggression. Like, it was just brutal. He ripped his headband off, he lay on top of him, he said, he treated him like a little brother in the backyard.
But shouldn't he do that to other ruckmen as well?
He has been doing
that.
Yeah.
And
you're saying it's better that he did it to his brother?
I saw the Mackays play on each other, and I thought that was a placid contest weeks earlier because it's tough, but he didn't care.
He'll be hard to move, but that's Geelong's move. They got to, in the next year, he's a restricted free agent. Geelong got to wait 12 months for the ruckman because that's the ruckman.
Yeah, maybe.
Go and give that
I think they might be able to move earlier because Tom Morris was interesting on SEN Breakfast just about the future of St Kilda ruckman Rowan Marshall today.
I'd also keep an eye on Rowan Marshall at St Kilda. They're not the most settled environment at the moment, the Saints, and clubs have become aware more recently that Rowan Marshall is one of those players that might have a look around if the right deal presents itself. Rowan Marshall's just a little bit less settled than others.
That's the play. Geelong go and get Rowan Marshall. Take care of your ruck division for the next 8 years. That's your Brodie Grundy. That's your De Koning.
Wouldn't you try De Koning first?
Well, I'm not waiting 12 months to try and get him. Yep. If Rowan Marshall wants out, he would be my number one target.
Why would you leave Carlton to go to Geelong?
No, I'm not saying it'll be easy.
Geelong's a destination club. The problem is people wanting to leave St Kilda.
There'll be more money. Yeah. That would be concern for Ross Lyon if your second best player wants out, Gary.
Well, that's the headline out of that story. If there's unsettled feeling there, if players are not happy, maybe things haven't panned out as well as they've hoped. It's early days, but that's going to be a problem for the Saints.
Yeah, no doubt. I want to keep an eye on with Tom Morris on the news in coming days.